you're right, Rich. Here it is.
Oh, he has contact. They sent him right into his teammate. Although if you watch the right front tire changer, he was telling Colton Herta to hold.
My goodness. We are still under caution as we're looking at Arie Luyendyk's crew members. Notice the guy in the white hood over his head. He was helping get Arie Luyendyk's car out of the pits after a routine stop under the caution. Now watch him. He's there with the refueling equipment with the white helmet on. And as Arie Luyendyk was ready to pull away,
he lost his balance and fell on the race car. The worst thing that you could do. He was taken back too far and couldn't hold his balance. He's lucky he didn't get run over.
Watch the speed on the 18 car and look out. That can get dangerous. That is Justin Wilson, and Vitor Meira just gets around him. So does Hideki Muto. And did you notice that crew member at first didn't even know he was coming? He was ready for him to pull in.
So to a point where you can make some change in the pit stop.
All right, let's go back to this pit stop, and you can see the little contact that we had right there. Sarah Fisher and the 21 Jacques Lazier. And then she
came in on turn 3 as opposed to pitting off turn 4. This is her exiting her pit box. Oh boy.
So close. How lucky is everyone that there wasn't a crew there set up, but she probably flat spotted her tires down, and that's why she would have come right back in.
She just missed the outside front tire changer.
You're clear out, clear all the way out.
Who was that? Was that Connor Daly's teammate? No, I think it was Canapino, perhaps.
right. The view.
Situation where you're always trying to get out, and this pit lane is very narrow, probably one of the most narrow pit lanes we run on the series. You can see part of the end plate there just going off into the right side of the pit wall. Watch this. Oh, man.
That is not the driver's fault. That's the person let him out of the pit's fault.
Cheever is third. Paul Tracy is fourth. Whoa. Didn't have the right rear on that one. Oh, Buell's got a problem.
Not the day that Robbie Buell anticipated. Remember how fast he was last year?
It's a deserved penalty, as Ferrucci and Colton Herta have. There's another example. You know, right there, there's no benefit for Colton Herta.
I was sitting out by the swimming pool the other day. He had his swimming trunks on. He had his cooler sitting by him with his wife. Here comes that incident. Now a replay as he's coming into the pits.
Jose La Garza in front of him, is it?
Yes, Garza in the white car.
Yeah,
you see,
coming
Mears
in
is
and
there. Yeah, there he is.
Couldn't avoid him.
No, he couldn't. That's a shame. I was going to say he was sitting by the pool, and he was all ready to go, except there was no water in the pool.
Has that kind of luck at Indianapolis.
On to the racetrack. Here's what Rick was talking about.
You can see he goes very close to the wall and actually gets the gun pinched against the wall with the hose. You'll see that the...
Here's what got the Jeff Ward car into trouble.
Again, he got the signal from the pit guy to leave, but he didn't catch in the mirror. He didn't catch Gregoire coming into his pit stall, and contact was made.
Second car.
Just locking up the brakes on the way in, crashes by himself. That's why he was so mad when we saw him pulling into his pit box. Brakes are just getting caught.
In one situation. Now this was just moments ago. Dominic Dobson, the 68 car, the left rear was not firmly attached when he spun up ready to roll out of the pits.
Penalty, and then a warning issued to Carlos Munoz's team for a pit safety violation. You saw the tire, his own, that he hit there, sending that out into the traffic lane. Fortunately for them, it didn't go all the way across.
Ahead of Lazier. Now when Lazier started rolling, Ari got anxious, and then this happened with Salazar. Salazar just drifted right down into the side, got up on the track, through the mud, stayed on the track. Both cars were able to continue on.
Well, he didn't just drift down, he turned down, and Ari had the lead. Right here you'll see this yellow, see that cone on the left? Boom, he's there, he's in front, and Salazar just comes down.
Totally Salazar's fault. That looked like it was even intentional, although I don't believe it was.
No, but Ari at the blend line, that cone on the left-hand side, when they came out, was in lead.
There's no way that he couldn't have seen him, Danny.
See, now he gets rolling, and now you have to. I want you to look on your lower right screen. All right, now he's up to speed. Here comes Salazar in the green car in the back left, and there, see that yellow line across the track right there, the dotted yellow line right there, right there, right there. So Ari has to get to that first. Okay, we go forward. Here we go. Ari's there. He's got him, but it's close. And now Salazar's up there. And boom, he just chops down. Look at that.
And it's 2 lanes wide. There was no reason to do that.
He didn't have to do that. He could have gone around, and they could have sorted it out further around. And, of course, he spins himself up there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Hard to believe that a veteran like Salazar would make that error. Jack Arute?
Assist a penalty for contact with one of his crew members.
Boy.
Yeah, he did have contact with a few
big
crew members.
Lock the left front, coming into his box.
Fabi in the Porsche engine car, of course. Oh, look at that. A wheel. Ooh. Dangerous situation here. That wheel carries a great deal of inertia. Fortunately, it stopped right there. But what I don't understand is the new rules require that all these wheels are locked on the cars. Now, that was coming right off the pit stop itself. Perhaps the lock just didn't engage.
Well, we have it.
He goes to Methodist. Let's take a look, and here is the 12 of Ryan Briscoe. That's not good for aerodynamics.
Wow, he just knocks that left front wing off and ends up driving over to it. And there's the situation.
That is Davey Hamilton. Whoop, he tries to get out. Oh, and the tire comes right off. So the whole wheel comes off the hub, and that's bad news for Davey Hamilton.
Straight to the floor. He said he had even tried pumping the brakes on the back straight, but as he came to pit road, the pedal went straight to the floor. He said just didn't have any brakes. So tough break there for Will Power.
Don't recall that many issues, Paul, getting brake pressure. Stephen Wilson said the exact same thing when he caused the first yellow. No brake pressure. I wonder if there's been a few kind of tricks.
Coming out. Castro Neves tries to beat his teammate out, and when he does, he pulls right out in front of Stewart. Stewart slams on the brake, and Reddy, I think, does actually run into the back. And Stewart is so mad he could fist fight somebody right now, I guarantee you.
Let's take a look. Oh, you can see, yeah, there was evidence that he did make contact with
That's
Stewart.
a tough break for him, but aerodynamically, we're just going to have to wait to see how bad that hurts him. So it could be a big, big deal for Michael Andretti.
Here's Jacker.
How fast you are, but look at Elio coming down the slow lane. Davison goes to come into his box. He just runs right in the pack of him. I wonder if he's got damage. Look at that tire, almost went into the crowd as well. But
almost went onto the front straightaway. Elio trying to get sneaky and then gets caught out, not realizing that Davison had to get to his pit box.
Very, very lucky for those crew guys.
By the way, I think Davison missed his box altogether. I think he didn't realize where it was, got confused. Look at Davison's guys waving.
Lucky that tire didn't go out onto the track.
Coming in, and here's what happened. He got so close to the wall, guys.
That's just one of those things. You have to be really calm and collected when you come in the pits. You cannot be in a rush, Scott. As you know, you have to hit your marks, and they are so lucky that nobody got hurt there.
Oh, and I would have. Here he comes.
Coming in now.
White car. He's going way too fast.
Boy.
And he's locked up, locks the rears on a downshift. It's so easy to do as these cars come down from speed. They virtually have no downforce at 100 miles an hour with these little wings.
And we're going to take a look at something that happened just moments ago. AJ pitting under the yellow flag, as would be the custom for many of the drivers in the race. Swerved trying to get into his pit and just lost the car. Lost the rear end right into the pit wall. You wonder why working in the pits is dangerous? There's a good illustration. And that brings up the point that
personnel, look at this. Front right tire changer ready to go, and King just comes sliding awkwardly into his pit box.
Yeah, it just looked like he misjudged the entry.
And that you're basically, there's nothing he can do. So he got hit by the tire right on the hip right there.
Right there.
That could be more than a little nudge. I think his left front could be bent there.
I think for Ryan Hunter-Reay, it could have knocked the toe adjustment out on the front of the car, possibly even the wing. Now, with the rear of the car hitting Ryan Hunter's Ray, I'm not sure that the number 9 target.
The answer is sitting here, and it may be a while.
We have another angle of this incident in the pits. There is Kite pulling out. He makes contact with, I believe, Jarrett Schrader, and then Kite's car is thrown into some crew members who were working on other vehicles in the area.
Well, that looked like...
Check it out. Oh! Callum Island got shoved into his pit box. They had to push him out of the way and wait for Ed. This is what happened to Ericsson, the rookie, the lead rookie.
Locked it up. Wow. On the brakes, on the downshift, hit the nose and the rear wing. So that's a lot of damage right there. Comes sailing in here, and you just see on those downshifts, the car's light, got no downforce, and it locks the rears when you...
Oh, there you go. People leaving pit lane.
Oh. That was Will Power and Kanaan colliding.
Back to show you what happened here. Here's Townsend Bell's on board.
Remember, coming in from about 110 miles an hour. Look at Townsend Bell's just trying to get, maybe going a bit too fast. Remember, he's going to be pitted a bit earlier coming into pit lane. Sam.
All right. Now there's the first step, okay, in the development.
Here's Mears into the pits. Oh, he hit another car. That's Hearn Johnson.
Mears. That was a mistake. I wonder if it's damaged the car at all.
I don't know. We're going to see in a minute. He's in.
They're all diving for one space.
That's Mikhail Aloshin in the 7. If you're the stewards, do you vote to penalize or not?
That's a really tough one.
Oh, he got punted. Got punted, and the front nose went into the tires that were sitting there, so they'll smartly change the nose in case there was any damage.
That was E.J. Vizo in the 5 that got into it.
If he's going to have a problem, he obviously did, this is the perfect time to have it at the beginning of the race because he can fight his way back, and there was nothing really terminal. That just goes to show you how crowded the pits are.
On board with Dario.
Now watch his hands on the right-hand side. You know, you're expecting going smoothly, Eddie, as we always calculate this. Turns, the back end comes around, a quick response by Dario, and right now he's going, what in the world was that?
Making stops, that's the 70 car. That, of course, belongs to John Andretti, as he got sideways in the pit area, and the crew went out to give him a hand and get him back into place.
What happens there, Paul, is that not a problem with the pit lane, it's a problem if somebody is leaving when somebody else is coming in. And John Andretti's particular case, he just got caught in a bad position right there.
Let's have a look at the Napa Auto Parts Honda here, and look in the background. Here comes Sato. Sato's launched.
Half a turn of front wing, and it's, you know, it's going to be a tough call. Unsafe release. He tries to stay inside the slow lane, but 3 cars all going for one spot, really, Townsend.
Yeah, but pit stop for Greg Ray, but once again as Ray leaves near, and there is contact with Mark Dismore. Wow, right on pit road. Ray was leaving, Dismore coming in, and now both cars sit nosed in at the far end of the cruise. Now begin to scamper down. What a major, major disappointment for both those drivers who were contenders here today. Oh my.
Dismore had made up a lap under green, was doing a great job in the top 10, and then of course Greg Ray, who has led significantly here today. And with Ari Leyendijk out, you had to give the favorite slot to Greg Ray to win this race. But Dismore and Ray collide on pit road.
Well, again, Dismore was in the fast lane. He was pitted farther north in the pits, and so he had a little bit of a head of steam up. And I don't know if Greg moved over on him, but obviously contact's made.
There's Greg Ray walking disgustedly back to his pit. John Menard gives him a hug.
This is Sharp leaving the pits. You can see he's got a head of steam up already. Here comes Greg Ray. Yeah, you can see Greg. Greg pulled out into the fast lane, and Dismore just had no place to go.
Pit lane. Those are 2 of the 3 Dale Coyne Racing entries in the event, 18 and 19. Tristan Vautier in the 18.
There's 2 mechanics that are down.
And the 19 is James Davison, and you see the safety team there.
IndyCar about 4 or 5 years ago implemented a mandatory helmet rule for the crew going over the wall, which has been just a wonderful thing here.
So the 19 car Davison is leaving his pit stall, and all three of the Dale Coyne Racing cars involved as Davison collides with Pippa Mann and forces Davison's car into the pits of Gaultier.
Now, the crew members for Davidson should not have released him out into the pit lane. The center lane that you see there is a transfer lane. The lane closest to us is what they call the high-speed lane. And Pippa Mann was already transferring in that middle lane, so they should have held the 19 car back, so not allowing him to get in there. That's a terrible thing.
Vibration on literally every run of the day. They make a wing adjustment, and the McLaren guys easily hold serve.
Hey, Marty,
here.
oh
my goodness!
Palou is out. Palou just got hit by Rinus VeeKay, who got sideways. Are you kidding me?
Wow. We told you earlier that pit lane, your race can be made or lost, and you're seeing the latter for the American Legion Honda with Alex Palou. The two guys who shared the lead for so much of the early part of this race have come together on pit road. VeeKay on your left.
So similar to what happened to Catherine Legge, just came out of the pit box. Yeah, he had cars on his outside. He had to keep it in the transition lane fine, but just kept his foot in it, went around and took out Palou. He may have gotten away without any damage, but I promise you a penalty's coming for the 21. Heartbreaking for these teams.
We'll find out how badly damaged Palou's number 10 machine is. Maybe not so bad.
He said, and I quote, "This car is money. Don't change a thing." Whoa, contact on the end of pit road.
Townsend Bell bounces off and collects Hunter Ray.
With the spare wing, get ready with the spare wing.
Those are two teammates' cars that just got taken out together at the end of pit road.
Arguably two of the fastest cars.
Yes.
Gear started, try and stay on the lead lap.
Looks like Hunter Ray's car got the worst of it.
Eddie, you and I talk about track position all the time here, so as we're going to watch a replay, let's watch and see what happens. Crew's doing a magnificent job.
I think it started with Castroneves.
Let's watch
but
here.
He's out in that outside lane.
Where he's supposed to be.
Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't blaming him. I'm just saying when that tire touched him, that turned Townsend Bell in. And he had absolutely no control. It's a sin to see this. Those two drivers, all three of them, you could have taken all three cars out there.
As abusive as that is to the suspension on the car right now, I'd be really worried about something breaking later in the race. Wow.
The latest twist.
Scott Dixon, he takes on the fuel. Mira is out. Dixon is out. As is Elio Castroneves, who almost gets collected. Oh, another close call with Danica.
And I believe Danica has damage. I think it's snapped.
Yes, Ryan Briscoe is down at the end of pit road, and he has been sandwiched up against the pit wall, guys.
Well, she broke her left rear suspension, guys, when she had the contact with Briscoe.
Husband Paul Hospenthal looking on. And for the first time in 4 tries here at Indianapolis, Danica Patrick will not finish the race. Now the crew is pushing back Ryan Briscoe's number 6 as he made the contact coming out, as Danica was as far over as she possibly could, but there's just not a lot of space down there.
She had no place to go.
Well, the back end of the car, Briscoe's just slid out from putting the power down. The tires were spinning, and it just kicked out enough just to catch her left rear suspension.
But that is so difficult for the mechanics or whoever is sending out the car. You can't sit there and wait for everybody. You got to get them out.
All right, we've got a replay on this. Take another look at it. And it looks like they're checking Briscoe's car back in the pit.
Wing here. Normal guys on the front wing.
And they are pushing Danica's car. I thought the whole rear got snapped. Now here it is.
Just comes over. That left rear suspension has been broken.
doesn't look good, guys. The car's not balanced right. The right front bench or something. Try and start it.
That might not be that bad. It might be drivable.
Well, you just heard on the radio.
No, if you can drive it like that?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I give you credit. You're more of a hero than I thought you were.
I thought it snapped the first time I saw it. Now take a look from Danica's onboard. Oh, what a view this is going to be.
She's doing everything perfect. She's in what they call the high-speed lane.
Yep.
A-arm is broken on the suspension. Your day is finished.
There it is, one more view from there. So a tough break for Danica Patrick and Ryan Briscoe.